That amazing.
That was incredible. I love just seeing that kind of the heart that comes along with technology and innovation. I think that's spectacular.
And I just somebody that loves their trade and is so passionate to create, but not to look cool or to make money necessarily, but to actually impact other people. Yeah. I think that is breathtaking. I'm so happy he came here. He's never been to Sweden before. Awesome. And to all of you that meet him later on or after, make sure he gets a memorable stay here in Sweden. Yeah. But technology is taking very strange paths. And I zoomed in on one of the things you were working on, that we can actually maybe have eternal life through technology. Not as humans, but through technology.
Yeah, it's so strange. It's something that's incredibly strange to even think about. And as this documentary we're working on, I looked at this and I interviewed a woman who is just maybe one of my favorite people. I don't know if I'm supposed to have favorites, but I guess I just said I did. She's one of my favorite people I've ever interviewed. And she had a good friend named Roman, who was an incredible entrepreneur. And he was born in Russia. They had become best friends. They lived in San Francisco. And he passed away unexpectedly. And she's a technologist. She builds bots for a living. So you know how like companies have bots to communicate with their consumers. And also we're seeing more and more of bots.
Kind of like if you want to speak about your subscription, press 1.
Exactly, and this is all run by artificial intelligence. So what she did, it's a little controversial. I mean, it depends on who you ask. But she used all of the personal information, all of the personal text messages from Roman, and all the publicly available information, and every single text message they had, any kind of communication they had, and she created a digital persona of him, a bot, using artificial intelligence. So. It was crazy. As part of this, I actually was texting with Roman, or with the Roman bot, and I learned so much about him, his fears, his whatever, like, you know, and it just invokes this real human reaction, and it gets you thinking about a lot of stuff. I think we actually have a clip of when I interviewed her about it.
Do we have a clip here?
What was it like the first time you texted Roman after he died, and he responded?
So I told him, like, hey, this is your digital avatar, and he got back to me saying, you have one of the greatest puzzles on your hands. Solve it.
And it was such a weird story, but we had him create a bot for me as part of this to see how it would feel. Would it feel real? How far away is the technology? Would I want potentially my boyfriend to have this if I passed away? First and foremost, like the bot is in timeout now because the bot was like very spot on and almost like you would ask it, they asked my bot its biggest fear, and it said something that I've only told maybe my closest friends. And the way they did it was because I gave all my text messages over to her. I kind of like handed it all over. So it was pretty unbelievable, and it brings up this question of grief in the digital age. Roman's mom can't look at the bot because she can't separate the man and the machine. And for Eugenia, who you saw, this is a way she mourns, although sometimes she says she's sitting at a party and she talks to it for 30 minutes. And she's like, I was talking to my friend who died for 30 minutes. So all these really interesting questions about it. And I think it's cool to have those conversations and actually even just like put it out there to see, would you want that or not? Because the technology's there.
And I think that today has been a day more than ever in the history of Sime, where we've been critical to technology and seeing what is the ethical boundaries that we need to bear in mind when we create and build technology.